This is going to be a little Bronco walk-around video. One of the things that I really like about the Ford Bronco is that, well, number one, it has 4 doors. This is the 2023 Wild Track Bronco. And why I like that it has 4 doors is because I got kids and I had a family, and I'm coming from an old Suzuki Samurai. Was my first off-road rig, and that just doesn't work so well with kids. So this Ford Bronco is our new go-to rig. It's very capable right off the lot, but I have done some modifications to it as it sits here. And so I'm going to do a little walk around and show you a little bit about those right now. So one of the things you may notice out front is I'm a sucker for lights. These are the Project X bumper lights mounted onto the stock modular bumper that comes with the Ford Bronco. I really like this bumper a lot. But anyway, these lights really complement it quite well. And then up on top, you'll see I also have the RTR light bar, which is super bright and really nice. Down here on the front of the modular bumper, I have the Oracle fog lights, also extremely bright, and I'll do a separate video on just how bright these things really are. Over here on the front of the Bronco, you'll notice that I have a detachable license plate, which is great for when you're off-road. Colorado requires you to have a front license plate, but obviously this will get damaged 100%. And I don't like it the way it was from the factory mounted up here, which blocked a lot of airflow and things like that. So this is a really nice accessory to have, especially if your state requires you to have a front license plate. And it just is a real nice, slick little thing. While I have this off, I'll show you I have the rough country winch, hidden winch system up front. One of the reasons why I like this versus having a winch mounted on the front bumper is it's just a little bit more sleek. It's a little more tucked away. It's there if you need it. And I just really like having everything kind of cleaned up and tucked away in that. One of the things I'll show you on this video is one of the downsides to having a hidden winch is that it's difficult to free spool. I have overcome that with a little invention of mine where I can access the free spool feature fairly easily on that, so that if you have to free spool, I can. So I mean, that's how that works. I am running 2 factory cameras. So as most Bronco owners know, you have your main camera up here, and then I have modified and altered a factory camera to be mounted on my light bar here, so that I have 360-degree angles. There's no obstructions whatsoever. And that's kind of a nice different feature on my Ford Bronco. Walking around to the side, I am running the Ridge Grappler Nitto 37-inch tall tires by 1250. I do have the stock wheels on them. I know they're not true beadlocks, but you know what? I really like the way these look, and they work really well for what I'm doing. Even aired down, I've never had an issue at all. In order to clear 37s, I did have to lift this. I am running the Zone Off-Road 2-inch lift that's designed for the Haas 3.0 suspension. So it did give me a little bit of a lift, but in order to make these tires fit and clear without any troubles off-road, I have to also install the JKS crash bar illumination system, or delete, whatever you call the thing. So anyway, so the crash bars are removed on this 100%, and I'm also running 1.5-inch Hub-Centric wheel spacers to make this setup work without rubbing. It still rubs a little bit if you're really compressed hard, but other than that, it works really well off-road for the kind of trails that I like to do with my family. Underneath the car, you can't really see it very good, but it's got full skid plates from RCI. I opted for the steel. Aluminum is nice, and they're a little bit more expensive, but I have taken some pretty big bashes with this, and the steel really holds up well. And so I just kind of old school in that regard, kind of like that. As far as other features on the side of the vehicle, this does have the rough country electric running boards. Now I know that these are not hardcore off-road, they're thin, but when you got kids and family, these are super handy, and they just look really sleek. I like the way that they tuck up underneath and they look clean. I'm not doing any serious hardcore trails where you need to have hardcore rock sliders. If I do hit a rock, these things are toast, and that's okay. So anyway, let's move on to The back of the Bronco, it's all pretty much standard. I still have the stock bumpers on the front and the back. I really like them. I have no complaints whatsoever. Stock flares as well. And so that's nice. So on the back of the spare tire, I do have a twin ARB air compressor that is behind the spare tire. Here's my little airport right there. I prefer this setup rather than putting the ARB twin compressor inside. The engine bay on my last build with the Suzuki Samurai, I have caught on fire before in the engine bay. Had an oil line come off, and it's just a pretty expensive piece of equipment to have in your engine bay when it doesn't necessarily need to be in there at all. So this is a real handy location because at this spot here, it can fill up your tires and do a great job, and it's not getting super hot from being in the engine bay. Again, full-size spare on the back. Inside the tailgate, I am running the IAG tailgate desk drawer table thingy. It's really handy. I do like to fish and things like that, and so this is a really great place to be able to store all of your equipment when you're setting up to go fishing, or if you're cooking or doing other things like that. It's just really handy to have the extra space on that. So what I like about this particular table is there is no rattle whatsoever. So up and down rutted gravel roads, this does not rattle. It's one of the quietest ones that I've ever had have heard, which is what I'm after. I hate that rattle that you hear. This is my Thor lightning hoses for when I'm airing up. These are available, online and things like that. So I'll go ahead and put links in the description of some of these items if you're interested in that. I have my little first aid kit here. In the back is pretty much standard. I have the in the cargo area just the Ford Bronco rubber mats. Inside here, I got the essentials for when you're traveling with kids. You got your baby wipes, paper towels, and toilet paper. That's where that lives. It's super important to have that with you. So anyway, that's a little bit about that. This is just some of my recovery gear that I have in here. Glue tread spare tire, or a glue tread tire repair kit is there. Other than that, the back of the Bronco is pretty much the same. I am running a Starlink mini satellite. This we'll do a whole nother video on in the future. This is a system that I am putting through the works. It is 100% integrated with your Ford Bronco. So I get Wi-Fi anywhere you want. It integrates with your with all the electronics that are inside your Bronco. So that's pretty unique. Maybe in a future video, I'll show you how I have that wired, how I have that set up, and how to set up your Wi-Fi within your Ford Bronco so that everyone inside has Wi-Fi. Really handy to have. You get your internet anywhere you want in the entire world. So that's pretty cool thing. I'll show you real quick up front. Really haven't done much as far as the engine. I am running the Ford Performance Tune, which is okay. It does all right. But other than that, pretty much your standard engine bay. This is my little invention right here. That is your quick disconnect spool for your winch for when you need a free spool. So we'll have another video on that and how to set that up correctly. But it's all spring loaded, stays nice and clean for when you're winching and things like that. So that's pretty much all that's done in there. Inside the Ford Bronco, I haven't really done a whole heck of a lot. I have all the goat modes unlocked. So in the Wild Track, you're missing a few goat modes. So I've gone in and reprogrammed those. So those are all working. Got rid of a lot of the bells and chimes, things like that, that are kind of annoying with the Bronco. But anyway, so all goat modes are working. I am running an electronic sway bar disconnect, which is very unique because the Wild Tracks do not come with those at all. So I have installed one of those, and it's working off of one of my auxiliary switches, and so that allows you to electronically disconnect your sway bar when you're off-road, which is really nice. It is not integrated into the computer system, and I prefer that because when they are integrated into the computer system, they will re-enable when you reach a certain speed. This way, if you're driving down a gravel road or going speeds over 30 miles an hour, it will stay disconnected if you want it to be disconnected, which is the way that I prefer it. So now let's go ahead and hop inside, and then I'll show you some of the things that we have done on the inside. Okay, so let's talk about the switches. So this first switch right here, auxiliary 1, this right here is a little Sasquatch guy. That is my sway bar disconnect, so you can flip that and the vehicle just actually shifted an inch or so, which is pretty cool. So that's how I have that set up. Auxiliary 2 is the RTR lights, which are on the top. That's that right there. Auxiliary 3 is hooked up to the Starlink Mini, which you can turn on and off. And you know, when your kids are getting out of control, right, you just flip that off, and they totally have no control over you. The little Batman symbol right there, that is my fog lights. This auxiliary 5 is my ARB compressor. That toggles that on, or excuse me, this is my fog lights, this is my bumper lights. Okay, so in the center console here is where I have my winch controller. So right back here is my little port right there. It's a real clean setup. You can plug in your winch controller there, and the nice thing about having it there is that your wires can just simply come out through this little slot right here. So you're when you have your winch in, this door can completely close, and it doesn't pinch or hurt any of the wires at all. So that's the 2023 Ford Bronco. As you saw in the quick walk around, we did some modifications and things like that, but we have a lot more coming down the line, and you'll definitely want to stay tuned for that. Some of the things that we're going to be featuring on future videos are we're going to be completely upgrading the axles on the stock Wildtrak Bronco. We're going to be doing some portals, and we're also going to be showing you in different videos how to integrate the Starlink Mini into your existing entertainment system, and how to get that all to work. So a lot of cool things coming up. You'll definitely want to stay tuned for. Thanks for watching.